real come to pass. It's the meaning, if the meaning of my life was for trash. I'm pursuing with my prayers. It's rare that a fella show he cares. I wasn't born, fellas, just to warm a chair.
This is the way I wanna walk. I'll go. This is the way I wanna walk. I'll go. This is the way I wanna walk. I'll go. We gotta walk till we turn it on.
Past 7 o'clock on 99 FM. You probably heard that my royal hustler for this morning is very excited to get on board. And she's just telling me about how she used to kick our butts at the UNAM basketball courts while playing for the Tomahawks. I'm joined by the founder and initiator, creative behind Magnificent. Meke Namindo is joining us in the studio for this morning in our Royal Hustler. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Shay. It's so good to be here.
Just now you were telling your followers on social media about how a pink roller saved your life this morning.
I have a situation with my hair a lot of times. I can never really do proper hair.
Yeah.
But and today, like many days when I have to go and do something important, my hair is always the last thing really to be done. And I had to ask you, please, can I just go and fix my hair? And
let me tell you, you did a great job.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
I was wondering now, what am I going to do? Okay, I don't have anything. Just for me to find a pink roller in my bag.
Yeah.
And it saved me.
Yes.
So excited.
Great job. Let's start at the beginning, Meke. A lot of people have perhaps interacted, seen the brand Magnificent, but don't know much about the woman behind it. Tell us about your background, your upbringing.
All right. Okay, my name is Meke Namindo. I am the second daughter. No, I'm the first daughter of my father, actually. I'm sorry, Dad, I love you. I'm the first daughter of my father. I have a big brother, then comes me, a brother, and a sister. I was born in Zambia, and my childhood was all over the place, really. Partly in Zambia, and then we moved to Namibia, lived in Windhoek for a little bit, and then I was sent to the north, and I had to stay there for a bit, but unfortunately my mother died, and then I was almost gonna be living in the north, and it was just a little bit different from me, and I then worked my way. As a child already, I was like, this is not my space. I don't like this space so much. I have to go and find my father. So then I moved back on my own ways. I found my ways and actually went and found my father, and then I was living with my father from there on.
Wow. So you were raised by daddy?
I was raised by daddy.
Yeah,
I'm daddy's girl.
What did you want to be as a young girl?
To be honest with you, I knew I wanted to do something big, because even now my grandmother would say, I would often say that, Grandma, when I'm grown, I'm gonna do something for you, something big. I didn't know what exactly it was, but I knew that I wanted to do something greater. Only now I'm realizing what it was, you know. And even as I'm growing, I just knew that I'm meant to do something big, you know. And I didn't know what exactly it was.
Okay. Yeah. Now, was this the time when you were in primary school and were you a straight A student? Did you have the books right behind you? Were you good at that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I am an I+ student. I'm not like a bookworm. I'm not the type of person that you find in the library like studying hard, because I later on found out that I actually have what they call you know, the type of brain that absorbs everything. What do they call it?
We'll Google it later.
Yeah, I totally forgot the word. How can I forget the term now? This is my brain. Like a photographic memory.
Oh, photographic memory. Yes, you visually see and it sticks. Yes.
I do not study like the way people study, and actually my brain absorbs a lot of things. Like even as I'm sitting here, when I come in here without paying attention, I
Already observing, yes.
Everything here,
Yeah.
you can ask me what is in each corner, I'll be able to tell you. And like even a few months from now, if you ask me what was in that position, what color was that couch, and so on, I'll be able to tell you. So I have that type of brain. So when I read, I actually just browse
Through,
Yeah,
yes.
I browse through and then I sleep. And as I'm sleeping, it's like the book comes back again.
I see you, man.
Yeah,
I see
Yeah.
you.
So
You're
I am
destined for greatness.
Yeah,
you
I
and the
am
brain.
an A+
Yes.
student. I am one of the students that actually have put my previous schools also on the map, academic as
Yeah,
well.
Please
as,
tell us. Please tell us which
sports.
schools and spaces you were educated in.
Yeah. So when I came from the north, I came in the middle of the year, so I didn't have a space for school. So I actually went to a school, proud of it up to now, at Jacob Marengo. May his soul rest in peace, the former Miss Abrams
Yes,
school.
Miss Abrams. Otini
I
Abrams,
actually,
yes.
I put that school on the map,
Wow.
and then as a top student.
Wow.
Because I was getting high marks. It was actually very new in the school. And while I was there, I actually also took part in the competition, which was called What Namibia's Independence Meant to Me. And it made it in the newspaper.
Wow. At that
And I
time
went-
already.
At that time already.
Yeah.
And I went with my daddy and we took a picture. I got some money. I don't remember how much it was. I have to go ask my father again, because I don't know where that money went. But that essay actually got published in the newspaper. And it was at that time that I actually, without knowing, I was actually a writer already. As you would actually know now, I'm an author.
Yes.
And it's things like that you don't know.
Happened that time, but
it happens
fall
that
in
time.
place.
Only later on you realize what actually was with you.
You're
from the
getting
beginning.
me goosebumps here. Let's talk about, you have a brand called Magnificent, and it would make one think that perhaps in your past you had that entrepreneurial spirit already. But you mentioned to us that you were very determined that you don't want to be in the north. You did your own hustle and got to where you wanted to be. Did you have a side hustle as a young girl, especially during the time of high school, maybe tertiary after that? What was your side hustle? How did you...
There was a time I used to think that my first side hustle was when I was selling eggs, because I wanted to make extra money. But I actually later on, when I was thinking about it, my first hustle was actually when I used to go and pack people's groceries in a supermarket so that I can make extra money, but to go and buy sausages.
Yeah, to Moscow sell
And
again.
it's like I'll go there, help the people, pack and whatever, and then as soon as I make enough money that I want for that time, I'll just go and buy sausages and I'm gone. I'm like, douches.
You're the owner and founder of Magnificent Fitness.
Yeah.
Tell us about Magnificent and how you find yourself in this particular space.
Okay. Magnificent, I wouldn't label it now anymore as just Magnificent Fitness, because it has grown so much. Yes, it used to be what did I call it? I used to call it something else, but yes, it started as a boot camp. As a former athlete, I grew very fond of sports, and I went on and I actually studied more, did a lot of research and did a lot of reading, and actually just craft my my art. And Magnificent is actually now like a renowned company.
Yeah.
It's one of the companies that people should be proud of in Namibia.
Yeah.
It's not just fitness anymore. It's a whole wellness center.
Yeah.
And it doesn't only do sports. It's got a restaurant, it's got a spa, and it's got a gym. And it also has crafts.
Yes.
So it's actually a company that is as small. I don't want to call my company small. As young as it is, it's actually done a lot for the community already. So even during the lockdown, I kept people and vendors actually having, I could say employed, because they were having an
income. Yes, during the time.
Because I used my resources. We went out in the fields and we saw people who were in need. Instead of us giving them handouts, we were getting their goods and actually encouraging them to work during the lockdown. And then we get their products and we create a market for them. So Magnificent is it's not just fitness now. It's a big company.
It's completely grown.
It has grown. I used to employ over 10 employees, but unfortunately, because of the new changes, I had to retrench like 6 employees. That's a lot. But I'm also now slowly getting them
Recovering
back
and getting back in.
recovering
Yes.
some of the positions back
Yes.
again. Yeah.
What motivates you, Meke? What's the thing that, when the person looks at you, for me, I've always experienced you, especially from my teenage years, on the basketball court. I see you here and there in the social spaces. And there's always a drive around you.
Yeah.
There's always a fire, a spark, like you're always ready to go. What's the thing that keeps you up, that keeps you going, that's got you moving forward?
Yeah. This, to be honest with you, I just feel like I want to make an impact in Namibia. I want to prove a point that you can actually grow something from nothing without the help, like financial. Because sometimes we say, no, there's no support. And you'll see me writing about my stories on my pages a lot of times. Like, I used to ask my father to give me money, or I'll ask people to invest, or I go here. But then eventually I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show our country that you can actually do something without all the resources that we think we need now. You can build bit by bit, put your small resources that you generate, and then you build this, and then it brings more funds, and then you do that. So that motivates me, especially. What motivates me even more now is knowing that when end of the month, I'm putting bread on people's tables. Not only for myself, it's not only my hustle, it's for everybody else, So when I'm employing 10 people, for me, that's like impacting more than 20 people. Because when you're employing a Namibian who lives in somebody's house, especially black families, that is like 5 other people, So for me, that helps a lot, And as a fitness instructor, when I impact people through fitness, I'm giving you extra life to your life.
Yeah, you're giving healthy wealth. Yes, you are.
I'm giving you wealth, So, and even when with the restaurant, our style is so different. It's introducing Namibians to a different kind of taste buds, enjoying healthy food that tastes good. So it's and with therapy and crafts, it's a whole healing space. It's a whole healing space.
Absolutely.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. Success. What does it mean to you?
For me, success, what does it mean? It's I've thought of this question, like success. I think I can definitely say I'm successful right now. It's not about having millions of dollars in an account. It's not about driving very expensive cars. I think I'm successful because the way I started my business is in the other way around. I was giving back instead of generating money, So that for me is successful. I was doing voluntary work, giving back and just taking care of people first before I made the money, So that for me is successful.
We're going to wrap things up in a little bit, but before I let you go, I'd like to ask, are you excited about Namibia?
I am very excited about Namibia. I have high confidence in Namibia and Namibians. Many times you'll find me, I can take people on, like 10 people on social media if they are bashing Namibia, and I will tell them, listen here, we are going to build this country no matter what. We don't care if you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe in our people, you don't believe in Namibians, be it black or white. I believe in Namibians. We might have had our shortfalls, we might have had our circumstances, but I believe in Namibia, and I believe in Namibians, and I know together we can build this country. There's a lot of negativity going on with so many things that happens. We're not going to get into details with some of these things, but we must remember that Namibia can only be built by Namibians. We can solve our own problems. We have the solutions. We just need to move out of this negativity and thinking that somebody else is going to come and save us. Nobody's going to come and save Namibia. We have to do it. a country.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter what political affiliations you have, or Christianity, or religions, or whatever. We have to build Namibia together. Crying won't help. Okay?
Yeah. and we need to listen to people with that attitude more, because that sort of sparks hope in other people, in other Namibians, to say, guys, have faith. We are resilient as Namibians, and we will. This too shall pass.
It shall pass. And no matter what, there's going to be challenges. Yeah. And you know, you need to be excited when there's challenges, because it actually wakes your eyes, and you will know what to do from the previous mistakes. And no matter how long it takes, our previous seniors or their ancestors or people who have done what they have done that. It's okay, but we are the generation now.
It's the now.
We are the now, and we need to pave the way for the future, for the next generation.
Making you on fire. Thank you so much. Listen, you need to give us the social media handles, just in case, you know, somebody's thinking they'd love to be in a wellness space that can give them growth, such as Magnificent, and also just experience the brand too. So let us know where we can follow Magnificent as well as yourself.
Okay, you can follow me on all social media platforms, and the handles are @Magnificent, both on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook.
Okay.
Or you can just also send me a friendship request on my personal account, Mekenamindo, but it's getting full, so I'm gonna check who's not active so that I can unfriend them.
If you want to say friends on social media, you gotta support the brand also, right? Yeah. Megan, thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's been absolute fun having you here.
Thank you so much.
If we can feel this energy on air here, I'm sure that brightness is also brought through your brand, as well as what you do for Namibians. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Shay. I enjoyed coming here. I hope we will do it again. And I want to invite the entire 99 FM to our wellness center.
Tyro, our camera guy, is in the studio. He's just looking at his phone. When Megan looked at him, he looked away.
It's gonna be a full day wellness, where you will start with fitness, and then we're gonna feed you, and then we're going to give you massage therapy, so that you can actually experience a whole total wellness experience.
No, we'd love to absolutely participate. Just let us know when. Thank you so much, Megan.
Awesome stuff.
Yo, head on over to social media @Magnificent, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. And she says that if there's still room, she's still accepting friend requests on Facebook. That's Mekenamindo, the founder and owner of Magnificent Wellness. Not fitness anymore. The brand has grown, all right? Let's get right back into business. Brought to you by the Namibia Trade Network. That's a wrap of your Royal Hustler on 99.
So, it's just the two of us. Can't beat this.
Beat this?
Oh, hey.
You can't beat the Champions League,
Europa League, La Liga, Serie A,
and the Premier League.
All 380 matches of it, with its own dedicated Super Sport channel, Maji.
Get a HD decoder, dish kit, and 1 month of DSTV compact for only 1,099 Namibian dollars.
34 minutes past 7 o'clock on 99 FM. It's time for us to go on our daily grind with our Royal Hustler, brought to you by the Namibia Trade Directory. Earlier on, I told you my guest for this morning was crowned Miss Namibia 2010 and became one of the top 25 semi-finalists in Miss World 2010. From modeling to theater, dance, and in between dominating the Namibian movie screen as an award-winning lead actress. Ladies and gents, I'm joined by Odile Gertse. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, and thank you for that introduction.
Yeah.
It's the pick-me-up I needed today. Yes.
Oh, man. Welcome to the show, my dear. Thank you so much for coming through. I actually never thought that I'd actually have an opportunity to interview you.
Look who's talking.
I was dreaming this one. When you won Miss Namibia, I was like, yeah, man, we got to get that girl in. I was like, just out of reach.
Well, that was 10 years ago. Your faith is strong.
I don't give up. I knew one day she's going to be able to talk to me.
Okay, now, will you wish $1 billion for each of us now?
Absolutely. Let's receive and take it in, and I hope our listeners are on the same tip as well this morning.
I don't mind waiting 10 years for that.
No,
it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
$1 billion in 10 years.
It's a happy ending.
Let's get to know you a bit, Odile. Our Royal Hustlers is about celebrating the what made you who you are today.
All right.
Let's start with your background, where you were raised and where you were born.
Well, born and raised in Namibia. My mom's from Mirabos, dad's from Okahania, so I spent my time in between both, all three town cities. And I am a full Namibian child through and through, although it's quite shameful, if I might say, because I take pride in the fact that I'm such an exotic Namibian cocktail.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I got some bastard in there, some tambara, you know, a little bit of German, but do I speak the languages? No. That's a crying shame.
There's time to learn, and I'm sure that somewhere you're making a plan.
I'm making some time. I am taking some lessons. I will not announce which lessons because I don't want people stopping me in the street and saying, say this, say that, because I'll probably do that to you.
If when we're done, I'll give you a couple of words that you can use throughout the day today.
Yes, please.
So tell us about going to school. Where did you school? And
Well, pre-primary. No, let's not give my age away because that school it's like closed down and everything. Primary school, Emma Wichenhout, primary school, and then Windhoek High School. And I went to Cape Town, or basically Stellenbosch, to go do my studies in fashion design, Elizabeth Galloway Fashion Academy. It was a hectic 3 years, but it really opened up doors for me and forced me to grow up. I know, those first 3 years of uni,
so low and
so humbling. Yeah. I'm sure a few parents can probably agree, or if you're at my age, you'll probably see yourself thinking you knew everything back then, and then you go out into the real world, and that's where it humbles you. Yeah. So it was a wonderful opportunity. I came back, Miss Namibia, and it just took off from there. And you know what? As you explained it. Films, theater, traveling.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
What did you dream of becoming as a young girl? Growing up, did you have your mind set already that fashion design is what you wanted to do? But was there something else that you had in your heart, maybe?
I always jumped between. There was a part of me that wanted to work in corporate because I just loved the power suits. That's it. But then. My mom could already tell that I'm a natural performer, and I'm a performer through and through. I'm an artist. So I wanted to be everything and nothing. And then when common sense hit and I realized, okay, you know what? You're going to be an adult. You're going to need to pay for your things. You're going to have to buy food. So you need to maybe think this through and decide what you want to be. And since I've always been dancing majority of my life, always on the move, I thought that having my own dancing school would be ideal. Yeah. So that was always in my dreams. Yeah. But it works out perfectly, since I'm also acting, I can be almost anything I want to be. So I guess I did grow up to be what I wanted to be.
Absolutely. Anything. Yeah. You are now the brand ambassador for Kondwana Collections Namibia.
Yes.
What an amazing opportunity to travel the land you love.
This is
the world.
I am so, I don't mean to speak ill of myself, but I'm so spoiled.
Wow.
This job is incredible. It's a blessing. Working for Kondwana Collection Namibia is, it's definitely something I didn't ask for, but I'm grateful that I have it, and I encourage every Namibian to travel this country.
Yeah. Your motivation, the why, that thing that drives you and it gets you excited about being in the spaces that you find yourself in. What is that, and where does it come from?
Oh, gosh. Well, sometimes I've been struggling with that because depression is a real thing.
Yeah.
And you realize sometimes, I'm one of those people that also struggle from imposter syndrome, where you think, I've worked so hard, is this all that I can attain? And then you realize that you're either dreaming too big or you're listening to the wrong people, and then you say, no, Odile, there's no such thing as dreaming too big. If your dreams aren't big enough, if your dreams don't scare you,
they're not big enough.
So my motivation is to find out why I was born. Why I'm here, my purpose. What on earth am I here for? We should all read that book, it's brilliant. And I do believe that I should be a mommy one day, but I'm still waiting for that husband. So at this time, I'm just focusing on my work and focusing on how I can be a positive influence and be a positive change to someone else.
And strengthening the Odile Gertse brand, and we see that happening every day. Like I mentioned earlier, it was a gorgeous picture of you in the Republican and then Namibian Sun yesterday.
Oh, yes, I have to thank Kondwana Collection for that opportunity. If I may tell our listeners about it, yes, in Aus, or near Kleinhaus Vista in the south of Namibia, every July and August, depending on our winter rains, you can experience these incredible winter blossoms. I'm going to take you with next year.
You guys heard that, okay?
I'm going to take you with. You know what? Take this recording, send it to me, put it in a diary. It's going to happen.
Awesome. Success, Odell, what does it mean to you, if it means anything at all?
Success. It's more about the legacy you leave behind, the positive change, you know. There are so many different cultures, traditions, ethnicities, orientations. So it's so easy for me to say, you know what, guys, live your life this one way. But that theory and those rules that I live by is based on my experience, on my history, on the fact that I'm colored, on the fact that I'm a woman. So the advice I can give you will hopefully work for you, but you should also take it with a pinch of salt and see what can work for you and lift it up from there. But I believe the fundamental rule that works for every human being is treat others the way you want it to be treated. You know, kill with kindness if we must kill, but also leave a legacy that you would be proud of and the people around you would be proud of.
Now, you are thriving in the spaces of social as well as the art scene here in the land of the brave.
I still sometimes think I'm an extrovert when the occasion calls for it, like right now, but I'm still an introvert.
Yes.
Yes.
And occasionally express both sides in your thing that you do. Are you excited about Namibia from where you stand, how far you've come in your career, looking into the future of our arts and social and cultural scenes, and yourself in this space, the land of the brave?
Oh, let me tell you something. I love this country. I really do. Of course, my career it offers me different opportunities to travel abroad and walk through open doors that I never thought were possible. But the reality of the fact is I will always come back. I will always come back to Namibia. Like every country, we have our problems, we have our struggles, and we have our challenges. But that does not take away from the fact that we are powerful, we are a force, and we are just breathtaking. Our people, our landscape, our history. I love this country. So, yeah.
I don't even want to outro that. I just want to play a song that love this country.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Let's bring up a Namibian artist, you know, like Viva Namibia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think that there's just so much more to learn from you, even as young Namibians who are listening out there, and just your determination and the fact that as a woman you've got things you gotta do still.
We got things we need to get the things done.
Absolutely. And we look forward to just your future, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thriving the spaces as well. Thank you so much. That's the voice of former Miss Namibia 2010, Odile Gatse, who is currently, like I mentioned, dominating in the arts, social, as well as cultural scene here in the land of the brave. Tell us a bit about herself. Did you ever think that she wanted to be a corporate someday, maybe in her suit and so on? Did you ever think? And very importantly, she's mentioned that if your dreams aren't big enough, or if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Don't listen to the saboteur inside. Rise above all that. What a beautiful interview it was. You can stay tuned to our social media and catch up with it there a little bit later on. But for now, let's get back into the music. T was Savage alongside Wizkid and Spells with this song called Malo on 99.
Let's lift our hands and worship Jesus. Yes, Jesus.
Who shall I fear? The Lord is my light, my salvation. Who shall I fear?
Yes, Lord.
Who shall I fear?
We worship you.
The Lord is my light, my salvation. Who shall I fear?
We worship you, Lord. Worship you, Lord. Sing, we worship you, Lord. Sing, you, Lord.